The history of Halloween. The history of Halloween. A fun and scary holiday. Halloween is celebrated in the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Ireland. When it first began on October 31st, trick-or-treaters take to the streets. Creepy music comes from Halloween parties and people dress up in costumes. Monsters, ghosts, superheroes, and princesses of all ages celebrate together. Today, Halloween is especially popular in the United States when it's important in both culture and business. Halloween turns up in Hollywood movies and popular songs. The holiday means big business for American stores too. People spend a lot of money on Halloween candy and costumes every year. Halloween is part of very old tradition. It began with the Celtic peoples who lived in Great Britain, Ireland, and Northern France 2,000 years ago. The Celts, Samhain. The Celts celebrated in a festival called Samhain each fall. In the Celtic calendar, October the 31st was no day of the year. The Samhain celebration on October the 31st was a way to say goodbye to old year. Samhain also had a supernatural side. The Celts believed that spirits of the dead travel to the underworld at Samhain to help the dead on their journey. People lit bonfires and sacrificed crops and animals. The Celts also believed that a priest could see the future during this festival. The predictions made at Samhain were an important part of planning for the new year. The beginnings of Halloween. Later, as Christianity spread throughout Europe, the Catholic Church tried to replace Samhain with its own traditions. For example, the Church declared an All Saints' Day on November 1. The first, the celebration was also known as All Hallows' Day. October the 31st, the day before All Hallows, was called All Hallows Eve. The name was later shortened to Halloween. Many of the older Celtic traditions lived on in this new holiday. Today's Halloween traditions come from the Celts, the Catholic Church, and old European customs. Costumes and trick-or-treating. Halloween costumes probably began with the Celts, who dressed up as animals during Samhain. In England, people walked the streets dressed like fairies, witches, and ghosts. Dressing up this way was called mumming, and people gave the mummers food and drink. People thought that these gifts would make the spirits live without causing trouble. Today, this tradition is called trick-or-treating. Adults give a treat so that each child in a costume will live without playing any tricks. Jack-o'-lanterns. Many people create jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween. Jack-o'-lanterns are made by carving designs into a pumpkin. Then a candle is placed inside the pumpkin to light up the carving. Jack-o'-lanterns come from an Irish story about a man named Stingy Jack. Jack liked to play tricks on his friends. When he died, his His spirit was forced to roam in the darkness as punishment. To light his way, he carved a hole in the turnip and placed a candle inside. Because of this, it called him Jack-o'-lantern. People in Ireland and England made jack-o'-lanterns out of turnips and beets. Many Irish people moved to North America in the 1800s, bringing the jack-o'-lantern tradition with them. The tradition of using pumpkins in jack-o'-lanterns, however, began in the United States in the mid-1800s. Pumpkins made great jack-o'-lanterns because they are big enough to be carved in all kinds of designs. Today, jack-o'-lanterns are an important part of the Halloween celebration. Traditions of the past. Some older Halloween traditions are less well known today. The Halloween party game of bobbing for apples, for example, began as a form of fortune telling. In this game, players try to remove an apple from a tube of water using only their mouths. The first person to get an apple was supposed to be the first to marry later in life. Today, the fortune telling is no longer a part of many Halloween games. People might meet a fortune teller at a Halloween party or haunted house too. Halloween today. The modern Halloween celebration is fairly new, so it's often mixed with older traditions. This is especially true in North America, when the holiday was not widely celebrated until the 1800s. Halloween was frowned upon by many of the first European settlers in the New World. That changed when many Irish settlers came to the United States in the 1800s. They brought their new Halloween traditions with them, including jack-o'-lanterns and mumming. And slowly, more and more Americans celebrated Halloween. Sadly, as Halloween became more popular, pranks became common. By the 1830s, the pranks were a big problem. To make things better, some cities tried to change Halloween into a holiday for families. Many held trick-or-treating events for children. Trick-or-treaters in the 1930s and 1940s received cookies, fruit, toys, and coins. Trick-or-treaters began to receive candy in the 1950s. However, the little Halloween candy bars come on today didn't appear until the 1970s. The treats have changed over the years, but kids have stayed excited about the holiday. In the United States alone, more than 41 million children went trick-or-treating in 2014. Celebrating in a crowd. Halloween is growing even more popular, especially in the United States and Canada. More people celebrate Halloween every year. Some cities hold trick-or-treating events at malls, churches, or other places. These events help to keep trick-or-treaters safe from street traffic. The crowds aren't made up of kids alone, so many adults celebrate Halloween too. In 2015, people plan to spend more on costumes for adults than Then on costumes for children. Halloween is some fun for kids, but adults definitely don't want to be left out. A mix of old and new. Halloween today looks very different from celebrations of the 950s. Is the 1800 and the Samhain Festival of the Asian Celts. Its traditions keep changing, mixing the old with the new. Today, Halloween has traditions from several different cultures that people of all ages can enjoy. Two girls dressed up for Halloween in the United States in 1900 in 1988. Do you know an entire industry is built around Halloween candy, costumes, and party supplies? A survey in 2015 found that percent of Halloween shoppers plan to buy Halloween candy. Shoppers plan to spend $2.1 billion on candy alone. Shoppers also plan to spend about 28 on costumes per household, and many even plan to buy costumes for their pets. As percent of people celebrating Halloween plan to decorate their yards, and 31% of shoppers plan either to host a Halloween party or go to one. The average amount spent by people celebrating the holiday was 74 of 34.